Hello again. Something occurred to me, especially now, that needs to be said. And I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't agree, but they don't know what I know. So they haven't done what I've done. They haven't studied what I've studied. They haven't watched what I've watched over 30 some years. Anyway, Joe Biden. Let me tell you about Joe Biden. Okay? Despite all the lies, Russian ops, right-wing grifts, all the bullshit against him. He's not an oligarch. He's not worth billions of dollars. He's not on Epstein's flight logs. He's not leaving messages for Epstein at 3 a.m. He didn't have a years-long relationship with Epstein, etc. We know the story. There's none of that in his past. He ain't getting caught at strip clubs, staying married to the same woman forever. I know his first wife died, I believe. There's not a new scandal every day with Joe Biden, where he's cheating on his wife all the fucking time with porn stars, trying to pay him off so he'll win elections, stuff like that. He doesn't brag about how much money he has all the time and then have his hand out all the time. Biden doesn't do that. He doesn't need to. Anyway, what else? What did Joe Biden do? He saved our country. That's what he did. You may think that's a ridiculous statement. Whatever. Again, you don't know what I know. He could have just retired and went off into the sunset, which is what he was planning on doing. He's even talked about it. He saw the 24/7 griftathon. He saw the utter lawlessness and just abject criminality that was going on for 4 years. And he said to himself, I have to run. Why does that matter? Because Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years. Under one of the most popular presidents, in my opinion, Barack Obama, even though he took a lot of heat. Barack Obama is a genius. I don't care if you agree with me. Black man managed to make the presidency one of the most racist countries ever. Country that began on slavery. Managed to get the presidency. He's a genius. It's that simple. A man like him or a person like him only comes all around every so often in the history of this planet. He even butted heads with the Democratic establishment. They didn't want him jumping to the presidency so fast, jumping to the Senate so fast. Guess what? They didn't get their wish. And he defied it all and made it. And he's a brilliant orator, genius, lawyer, etc. Guy's a genius. I don't care if you agree with me. His record bears it out. That's simple. No arguing it. Again, people I put on his level intellectually, again, Newsom, Goldman, those are the two people that come to mind immediately, because it doesn't have to be a man either. These are just the names that come to mind for me, from what I've seen. And I give credit where credit is due. I try to. What did Biden do? This is about Biden. He could have went off into the sunset, enjoyed the rest of his golden years. Didn't have to take all the flack from the Russian operatives all over our internet that the websites allow on a daily basis. They didn't. He had to take all the flack from Project Veritas, which are verified liars and scammers. Verified. Had to take all those shots, all pure projection, because their candidate is such a shady entity in all aspects of life that they have to project that on to other people. It's a daily exercise for this cult. that we're seeing right now. So I know where it all came from and what it all means, and every allegation or accusation is a confession by those people. Provable confession by those people. I don't want to even go into all that. Joe and his family took all those shots day after day after day. After Joe wins the election by roughly 8 million votes, beat Donnie Shitbag's ass. The only one to do it. Even though Hillary won by 3 million, but we have this slavery law called the Electoral College. So the slave states have more rights than the rest of us. So she still won the popular vote, even after a 40-year smear campaign by Russian operatives all over the internet, operatives like Alex Jones, Mike Cernovich, etc., 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 etc. She still won the popular vote over Donnie Shitbags. That's how terrible Donnie Shitbags is. Anyway, Biden wins by roughly 8 million. The only guy to beat Donnie Shitbags. The only guy that can beat Donnie Shitbags, in my opinion. It was a brilliant choice to choose Joe Biden. Why? Because he's an old white man, and old white people wouldn't be afraid to vote for him. That's why. It was a genius move for the Democratic Party to nominate Joe Biden, in my opinion. But Biden didn't do it for those reasons. There was no scheme, no agenda. Biden saw our country going in a really terrible direction. So he says, I'm going to run. I'm going to take all the MAGA cult psycho slings and arrows. I'm going to take all the Russian ops. I'm going to allow them to fuck with my reputation for the rest of my life. Because I care about this country. That's simple. There ain't many people left that would do that. Not many. Because Biden had name recognition. He had the vice presidency for 8 years under Obama. That means a lot in the political world. When you're a candidate. People like that. People like experience. People like name recognition. Shit like that's what Biden brought to the table. And he also brought a reputation of not being an oligarch. Not being in charge of a $300 million or $300 billion corporation. Being a family man. The thing that the right always claims that they are. Donnie don't sound like a family man to me. Doing porn stars, Playboy bunnies behind his wife's back. And then trying to hide that so he can win an election. Convicted criminal. Adjudicated rapist. Adjudicated defamer. Intentional liar and scammer. In business. Fraudster. All adjudicated facts. That's just what's on the surface. Let alone all this behind the scenes things that a lot of us don't like to talk about. Also a traitor to our nation. Stole 3,000 classified documents. Tried to overthrow the government to stay in power as a dictator. This is an exaggeration. It's the difference between the two men. The guy who balls porn stars behind his wife's back who just had his child. The guy who tries to hide it. Makes his lawyer pay for it. Then reimburses his lawyer. Shameless. Again, there are so many scandals with that entity. I don't need to go into them all. The point of this video is this. Joe Biden could have had a nice, easy retirement. And said, fuck America, I got a little money, I can move to London or Canada or wherever. I don't have to stay here. I got a, he's probably got a pension the rest of his life from being vice president too. Plus whatever money he makes. Another thing about Joe Biden, Shared his tax returns from day one. Didn't lie and say he's being audited, hide him for 15 years, threaten litigation, etc. Shared his taxes. We know what Joe Biden made every year. We know what Joe Biden's worth financially. We know how he made his money. Can we say that about the other? Of course we can't. I'm afraid to show all that shit to the public for scrutiny. It's another thing about Biden. So one more time, Biden could have went off into the sunset and said, fuck America, I got mine. That's what most humans would do, right? That's how most of you are out there. Let's be honest. I got mine. I got my retirement. I'm a noted figure in America. I'm good the rest of my life. I don't got to stick my ass out. I don't got to stick my neck out. Let him do it. Let somebody else do it. Why should I do it? That's not what Joe said, is it? Joe said, I'm going to help save my country. Even though it's going to be hard as fuck and I'm going to have to walk the hard road and take all the slings and arrows. Joe did a tremendous service for this country by defeating the orange grifter, the orange traitor. And I'm grateful for that. One more time, I thought of him as the only guy that could beat Donald and can beat Donald. Other people had other ideas, though, obviously. What is this man's thanks for being decent? For saving the Democratic Party and the country? What is his thanks for it? What is his reward from his own people? They throw him under the fucking bus. Because people are talking shit. Because donors got scared. That's his reward. That's his thanks for what he did. And I have the highest respect for what he did. Because most humans wouldn't even have thought about it. Most humans, I got mine. Fuck everybody else, man. That's most humans. That attitude's actually encouraged in America. Especially. Every man for himself. Unless you belong to certain clubs. So again, in my opinion, you might not agree. I don't care if you agree. Joe Biden saved America. He was the leader of that effort, in my opinion. For the entire Democratic Party. Put his name recognition out there for their use. Put his experience as vice president out there, his resume out there to save America and save the Democratic Party, everything. What's his thanks for it? Some people start talking shit after one bad debate performance. Donors start getting scared. Because that's what it always comes down to, doesn't it? The donors. The big money donors for the party. Regardless of which party it is. So some donors got scared, which in turn scared some politicians. Some that I like, even. Were saying this bullshit that Joe should step down. The one guy that beat Donald Trump, you're going to ask him to step down 4 months before an election. Because some donors got scared of one bad debate performance. Because the guy was ill. So his party, a lot of them, throw him under the bus. Dare put the idea forth that we don't think we can win with you. Are you fucking kidding me? He's the only one that did win. Not you people underneath him. He's the only one. You decide 4 months out because donors get scared, you're going to throw him under the fucking bus after he saved this country? Really? That's what you're going with? Very iffy move. Very, shady move, in my opinion. Does that mean I'm saying vote for the other guy? No. Not in any way, shape, or form. I'm stating reality for you. The thing that pisses so many people off. The reason why people gnash their fucking teeth at everything I say. Because I'm stating hard, cold, fucking reality right here. No matter what team you on. They threw this guy under the bus. He did not deserve it. I don't care if he's old. Donald's old too. That old man, that old tired man, won by 8 million. That guy that everybody says can't do anything, 8 million. Relieve college debt for millions of people. I don't even have college debt, and I'm proud of that achievement, and I'm down with that achievement, even though it doesn't help me personally. Boy, what a novel concept, right? Someone not being mad that people that owe college money, that are probably going to get way better jobs than I have and make more money in life, are going to get a break on their loans. You know what? They deserve a break on their loans because college is a fucking scam. You're paying for the right to a good job. That's it. Anyway, he relieved that debt for a lot of people. Even though it doesn't affect me personally, I was really happy to hear that. Free school lunches for children, those types of ideas that come from certain political parties. I'm down with that. Even though I don't have children and my children won't benefit because I don't have any. I don't benefit. I still want kids to get free lunches. Isn't that a novel concept? I'm not only out for me. Every piece of legislation doesn't have to be specifically geared toward benefiting me personally. What a novel concept. Anyway, these are the types of ideas that come from people like Joe Biden. Rich people paying their fair share. Those types of ideas come from Joe Biden. Joe pays his fair share. He showed us the returns. Can't say he doesn't. He ain't living up to his word. He is. These are the ideas that come from Joe Biden, not tax cuts for rich people. Not deregulation. Not let's screw the poor some more. Takes balls as a politician to stand up and say, I want rich people to pay more taxes. They're the ones that donate the biggest money to campaigns. Even the rich people on the left don't really want that either. Most of them. But Joe gets up there and says it. Even though he knows he's going to have every CEO, every board member that's raking in millions a day, millions a month, whatever, gnashing their fucking teeth. As if he were the devil for daring to suggest oligarchs pay their fucking taxes. Oligarchs. So I guess I want to end it with, this is Joe's thanks. Everyone talking shit on him in the party. Not everyone, but a lot of people. Everyone acting like this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. That they're going to run, try and run Kamala instead of Joe. The guy who saved the country. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as the party may have made a huge mistake here. And they threw the one guy that ever beat Donald in an election under the fucking bus for someone else who's not proven, not tested as an individual standalone presidential candidate. At one of the most critical junctures in our history. What the fuck are these people doing? And this was not Joe Biden's idea. This was the party's idea. This was the donors' idea. This was the pundits' idea. This was the Russian operatives' idea. Not Joe's idea. The party fell for it. And the party threw him under the bus. And he doesn't deserve this. That's what it really comes. Joe does not deserve this. He deserves to be treated with dignity as the only dude who beat the cult leader in an election. I'm rather disgusted by it, honestly. Again, does that mean I'm going to vote for the adjudicated rapist? Of course not. I would never vote for an adjudicated rapist. Defamer, fraudster, all adjudicated. No way. Ever. Care what party they're in. Wouldn't happen. My point is, though, a lot of people might not have the same moral lines that I have, and they might just vote the other party because of this clusterfuck menagerie that the Democratic Party and their donors decided to pull. Personally, I look at it like this, and again, maybe a lot of you will disagree. I look at it as this is the biggest gift you could have given to the cult and the whole movement. And all the pundits and all the Russian operatives, and biggest gift you could have gave them. And you fell for it. Because some donors got scared. Joe Biden is a good man. He's proven it. He's proven it by his record. And I know his whole record. So please don't come at me with the shit from 1967. I know his whole record. And I don't want to debate you. He's a good man. He's the antithesis of the fat orange fuck. Antithesis. In tremendous physical shape at his age, unlike not a sociopath, unlike not a criminal, adjudicated criminal, unlike not a traitor, unlike so it was really a contrast. The two candidates, you have completely opposite types of people, and the world got to choose between those two. What side are you on? What kind of person are you? They chose Joe. Because they saw Joe as the opposite. And they didn't want no more of the orange guy. And again, his thanks for putting his ass out there. And there's so few people that are ever willing to do that either. Everybody loves to talk big. Not many people put their ass on the line, though, despite all the talk. Joe did. And he took all the slings and arrows to the point that his own party threw him under the bus. The guy who saved America. The only guy to ever beat the orange criminal. Twilight Zone. Dumb move. I hope it doesn't backfire in all of our fucking faces. But whenever you throw the decent man under the bus for the unknown, you never know what you're gonna get. Just like Forrest Gump says, a box of chocolates. That's what they did here. Yeah, he's an old man. Whatever. Chuck Grassley, like 98 years old. No problem with him, though, right? Of course not. He's the decent one. And he's getting shafted by his own people. And everybody's acting like this is the best thing since sliced bread. We're going to see about that in November, won't we? I hope you're all right, and I hope I'm dead fucking wrong. I really do, but I'm not usually wrong about these things. These types of things specifically. So I'd like to say personally, I know he'll never see this because, you know, all these websites, including this one, have made sure I'll never have any reach anywhere. Outright censorship bias based on scumbag millionaires. Anyway, I want to say to Joe, thank you for what you did. And you didn't deserve this, man. And I have the highest respect for you. Because unlike most humans, you wasn't afraid to put your ass on the line. Literally, put your life on the line. Because we all know the kind of psychos that are in that cult and what they'd love to do. Put it all on the line, Joe Biden. Yes, Joe Biden. You didn't expect to hear me say that, right? All on the line. For all of us. What the fuck is he getting out of it? Nothing. Except a lot of bullshit lies being told about the man. That's it. That's all he getting out of it. Which ain't doing him no good. In fact, it made his own party turn on him. Again, Joe Biden, thank you for your service, Mr. President. I am impressed by you. Because unlike most humans, you just ain't all talk. You action. Decent action. And I respect that. I respect you and that more than the entire Democratic Party underneath you. That's the level you on. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you. You saved America. Unfortunately, you got backstabbed. I know what that's like. But I'll always have the highest respect for you. Thank you, Joe Biden.